The Sciforror Film Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another extra episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast, and I'm joined today by American actress and scream queen Timmy Waldron. Hi Timmy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. It's really good. Always like to try and have different people on, and most of the people I've spoken to this year have been British, so it's really nice to have somebody from across the pond, as it were.
Likewise, too. I'm thankful. I absolutely love the UK, so it's the fact that we get a crossover on this little webcam is amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, and it's well, you're in the middle of the afternoon there, aren't you?
Yeah, out here it's around 4 o'clock, like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Is it late out there?
Yeah, we're coming up to midnight.
Oh no!
It's fine.
The freaks come out at night.
It's all right. Okay, so we'll start off as I do normally with everyone. How did you get into acting, and specifically, how did you get into doing horror films?
So growing up, I always loved horror films. My favorite horror film of all time was the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1996.
Right.
I fell in love with Sarah Michelle Gellar, who portrayed Helen Shivers. She just, I loved everything about her. And I remember seeing the movie and, I was growing up, I was so different. I was always like an outcast. Just was always a loner. And I remember when I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, I mean, something about that movie, something about hot people doing something bad and karma coming back to them is just so amazing. And I fell in love with Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, and I just remember being a kid thinking, I want to do that. I want to do whatever she's doing. Whatever Sarah Michelle Gellar's doing, sign me up for it. So I grew up loving horror, and I come from very humble beginnings. I don't come from money or anything like that. So, and I didn't have cable growing up. I had DVDs. I had horror I don't want to date myself. I had some VHS, and then I had some, DVDs, and they were always horror. And no one in my family is a big horror fan. Like, that's a weird fun fact about me. It's like, this was something I discovered. So it felt like something that was just so me. I remember do you remember Blockbuster Video?
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember going in there all the time with my Nana. She was like my partner in crime. And I would always go to the horror section. She'd be like, "What are you doing? Like, what's going on?" And I was like, "I want to watch these." And she's like, "These are bad, bad movies." Not like that. She was a very open person, but she's like, "Why do you want to watch that?" And I would always go to like the most B-rated looking horror movie ever. That was almost just like it. Sometimes it felt like the movie was like soft porn with blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my Nana would be like, "Why do you want to watch this?" I was like, "I don't know. I love it. I love the goofiness of it. I love how funny and over the top the characters are, in particular in the B movie genre. So I loved everything about it. But being that I was from humble beginnings, I didn't get to go to like a theater school. I didn't get to do any of that, And so, yeah, when I was in high school, I think I took a drama class 1 year, but I didn't get to stay in it because I moved a lot. So I, tried to get involved in plays, but I couldn't make it to rehearsals. So I was a nightmare waiting to happen. But in my adult life, my beautiful Nana had passed away a few years ago, around 2020, and I wasn't transitioned yet. And when she passed, it inspired me to live my truth and to follow my dreams. So I transitioned, and I was like, you know what? Nursing school isn't for me. I need to follow my dream. And this dream is just that, because you don't get paid a lot of money in the indie horror world.
No.
And it's such a gamble, And I was like, you know what? I have to give my all, because if I die, I want to say that I gave my all, that I gave it all. If I fall on my face, you know what? At least I can say I followed my dreams and I was true to myself.
Yeah.
And thank God I did it. God has been with me this whole journey, and it's amazing. So I started acting around 2020, and I was determined to get into the horror world. Now, the only problem was, me being trans. It's not that it's not accepted in the horror world, but it's just really not that much seen and not represented in a
Yeah.
way that's literal. So, like, we've had trans characters in horrors, like, like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but
Yeah.
it was played by Tim Curry, who is definitely a man out of that role.
Yeah.
And then we had like a sleepaway camp with Angela ending up at the end with that big reveal. I love that one. That one's always a classic. But I remember seeing these slashers, thinking to myself, like, why isn't there ever like a trans girl in there, getting bested, if you will, So like I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna put my cape on and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the first to do it.
Cool. Cool.
And I have, and I'm so thankful, but it's been exhaustingly challenging. It's been hard. I mean, so many nights where I've cried and, just sacrificed so much, but I keep telling myself it's for the greater good. And I'm going to open that path for other girls like me in the future. So hopefully I'm going to do this for the dolls.
Cool. No, that's good. That's really good. Um, so yeah, I mean, I saw you made a short film in 2021 called Terror Tuesday.
Oh gosh. Yes, Terror Tuesday. Okay, so Terror Tuesday is actually when I was first like, you know what? Nobody was giving me an opportunity. I was just sending auditions in from my phone, and I was getting no calls, like none at all. And I was like, how the hell am I going to get this? So finally I hit up a local studio that did acting reels. Um, I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I want to get an acting reel out that I could send to auditions for horror films. And the company was like, yeah, we could do it. I mean, we haven't done any horror, acting reel or anything like that before, but we would love to do that for you. And I invested my first $1,000. And I was like, you know what, let's do it. So I remember I saved up so much of my paychecks over the next few months, and I got it. And they gave me this like cheesy dialogue that was so horrible. So terrible. And I mean, I did what I could, and it was my first time actually being behind the camera, so my performance was not good. You could definitely tell it was before I had a brand in mind. It was before I was more settled. It was before like any of work I've had done, so I looked more natural, and you could tell that I just was trying to act but wasn't fully there yet. So yeah, it was just a little acting reel that I invested in to get me roles, and you know what? It worked because it
Oh,
did get me calls.
yeah. Yeah, no, I saw that, and I saw that you did a TV series, Slave Boy Takeover.
Okay, so yes, you gotta love my clever way of this. I competed. I don't know if you've ever heard of the little online competition called Faces of Horror.
No, I don't know that one.
Basically, it's like this little social media thing that, like, if you win, you get to be on a cover of a horror magazine. You get to have like a photo shoot with the man who played Jason Voorhees. I
Oh,
think Like I think one of the prizes before in the past was like Robert England or something. Like you got to pose with a
Oh,
horror legend and get a spread.
yeah.
Of course, I wish if I would have known what I know now, I probably would have never done it because it's clearly rigged. But I was like, you know what? How can I get votes? Because each week you would have to get votes from the public. And I was like, I know what I'll do. Instead of just asking people to pay for votes for me, what if I give them acting performances and horror countdowns to make them know that I deserved it,
Yeah.
that I wanted to be there, that I wanted to win. And that's what I did. I started my YouTube channel called Slay Boy, and each episode was like it would start with like a cheesy acting skit. I think in the first one, actually Terror Tuesday, I played Terror Tuesday on it. And I would just do funny things like my favorite Scream Queen countdowns or my favorite gory kills. So it was a YouTube series, Slay Boy, and I
All
was
right.
playing up on the type of roles I tend to play. My brand has definitely been like that plus size bimbo Barbie aesthetic. So that's when I was like, hey, I have a brand here. And everyone knows that everyone loves to see that obnoxious bimbo that you cannot wait to die. And I was like, you know what? I think a lot of people hate me naturally. I can really cash in on this. So yeah, with Slave Boy Takeover, I was trying to win Faces of Horror. Obviously, I didn't win. I got eliminated, and but that's how Slave Boy Takeover came about. It was just on my YouTube channel,
Oh,
but I got
nice.
such a good cult following from it. Like, I think I got like I want to say 1,500 fans
Wow.
from that webpage. So not a lot, but to me, that's a lot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, how did you get? Because you've got some films, upcoming films, that sort of thing. So did people see you from the Slayboy Takeover stuff and reach out to you, or did you audition for those?
So let's see. Yeah, I have a lot of fun horror projects finally coming out. Yes, what I would do is basically a lot of those things from Slave Boy Takeover were auditions for real serious uh, movies, like
Right.
auditions. So it
Mm.
was kind of my business plan. Like if I do all these awesome, audition tapes, I could also use that to my advantage to, show the world like, hey, I could do this, guys. Like, put faith in me, and it definitely worked. So my first horror film that I actually got signed on with was a trauma film, Slaughter at Swine Lake, that's going to be coming out this year.
Yep.
Super excited about it. It's directed by a man named David Green. I love David so much. I had seen he was hiring uh, for actors, and he had just the description of the film on Backstage. I think that's where I seen it. And immediately reading the description, it was like about this fat theme camp where people are turning into humanoid, half pig, half human zombies. And I
Okay.
was like, this is so fun because I was like, you know what? I think I meet the requirements. I I'm fat, so that works. And the film, although it is, I can't give away too much about the film, even though the film is very old school shot, very trauma esque. It has a very great message in the end of the film that I was obsessed with. And I have a strong bond for animals.
Right.
So it's funny that I did a pig themed horror movie because I love animals, and I have been vegetarian for years on years. So the irony of that. um, but yeah, it's directed by David Green, and I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, I read, your description of your film, and usually I don't do this, but I wanted to reach out to you personally and tell you like I would love to audition." And things started moving pretty quickly with him. Like he responded and he was like, yeah, sure. And he had sent me a few slides of the movie, and it was for two characters, the main character, Regina, and then her best friend, Dylan Greggs. reading the character Regina, she was very shy. She was um, insecure, and Dylan was the opposite. Dylan was bold. Dylan was a rebel, and immediately I knew I only want to audition for Dylan. So I was like, I don't want to audition for Regina. I would love to audition for Dylan.
Yeah.
And a few, auditions later, I think I had to send in over 3 tapes for her before I finally got it. And he was like, I went with you with Dylan. And I was like, yay. And even in that moment, there was a lot of things I did with the character that were very much me. A lot of lines that are improv when you guys get to see it. A lot of her personality, because it was very important to me as an actress to show that there are confident big girls out there. Like Dylan, she's not insecure about being big. She loves her body. She's not afraid to go toe to toe with the skinny campers and let them know, like, bitch, I'm the HBIC. So it was fun because it kind of was like my love letter to all the plus size girls out there, because I was very secretly insecure about the film, because the film is about a fat camp, and there was some angles in the film that I was like, oh God, this is gonna ruin my career, because my aesthetic was this bimbo character, and Swine Lake was more grungy of a character. So she wasn't relying on her look. She was relying on her bronze and her brain. And, I just remember thinking, put all that aside. This is not about me. This is going to inspire other big girls,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did the role. I got to work with legends, like horror legends, Debbie Rochon. Are you familiar with her?
Yeah, I've known the name.
She is amazing. I was so scared meeting her on set when I found out she was going to be a part of it, because she is an OG. This is the lady that was from Terra Firma, like one of the best indie trauma films in the world. And I remember being so scared because I found out that she was actually going to be bunking with me, because we had to stay at the summer camp. And I was
Right.
oh my God, I'm going to be bunking with Debbie Rochon. And I was like so scared because I thought she was going to kind of look at me like new, fresh meat and be like, who is this bitch? She wasn't. She embraced me immediately, and she showed me so much love, and it was refreshing because it showed me that, like, that saying, never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
That's not true, because I met Debbie and she lived up to everything that I thought she was as a person.
That's good. That's
and
good.
just have another scream queen that was so successful, because she didn't have to like me. She did not have to speak to me. She could have been a diva if she wanted, but she wasn't. She showed me sisterhood in this industry and just really embraced me. And I was so grateful. Amongst her, there was also another performer that I met named Babette Bombshell, which is she's a drag performer in the horror world.
All right.
So she, God, is amazing. Like, just absolutely amazing. And she basically was doing what I was doing in the industry, but I was doing it for trans. She was obviously a drag queen because out of her character, she lives her life as a male.
Yeah.
So I was inspired, and she took me aside on the set a lot and gave me career advice that I will take with me forever. Like some real serious stuff that I was just so appreciative of. And just really reminded me that what I was doing, although it didn't feel like it in the moments, that in the long run, what I was doing was going to be for the greater good, even though it's, silly because it's horror. But it's so much positivity that I'm sure and hopeful that will come through from it. But Babette, like, we were filming in a very conservative place in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York. I wish I could tell you guys the location. I can't. I signed an NDA. I cannot tell you where we shot, but
Fair enough.
Just know it was a very suburban area where, like, there wasn't a lot of people. There was like one diner, and we were like living on the camp like as if we were in prison. We couldn't leave. And on the weekends, though, we got to go to like the market and stuff. I remember we went into this diner and I had to use the restroom. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go use the restroom. And Babette had stood up and was like, I'm going to walk you to the restroom. And she walked me to the restroom. And I remember thinking, like, how sweet, but why is she doing that? And then she waited for me to come back. And then after it hit me, like we were in a very small conservative town, it hit me
Yeah.
like she was protecting me. Like I didn't realize it at the time, but it clicked finally. I was like, wow, like you were making sure I was okay. Like that is amazing.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I ended up making friends on there that I just love. It was a perfect first introduction into horror because I came out with people who, I consider friends. And I mean, of course, in the industry, there's a few people you're not going to care for and a few rough patches. But I'm thankful, out of it, I walked out with an amazing friend, David Green, who is someone that I will forever love and support because he was the first horror director that seen me, heard me, and he believed in my message. And he was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, you're perfect for this. Let's do this together. And
Yeah.
that's how I got Swine Lake, So I came out with great friends from that film and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Oh, that's great. What
Um,
do you know
the
when it's
next
coming
film
out?
I can say as I
And
did was The Yellow Balloon that will be coming out,
all right.
and it's made by Dead End Films. That film is a really crazy fun horror movie. The production company makes really fun horror films. Are you familiar with the film Space Rodent?
Sorry, which one?
It's like a indie film called Space Rodent.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard
Yeah,
of it.
so
Yeah.
it's from them. It's the wildest, like crazy film, but they use practical effects. So
Right.
I was like, hell yeah, I love this. Like, I live for practical effects. I never want to do a horror film that relies on CGI or AI.
Yeah.
I love
No, I
creative
agree.
people that just use the practical effects, things that I loved growing up when I would get those movies from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So I had auditioned for a role for them, and I didn't get it. It was for a main character. They were like, I had gotten a message later down the line from one of the producers, Jason, and he was like, you know what? We didn't pick you for the lead film, but we liked you so much that we want to write you into the movie. And I was like,
Wow.
what? Like, no way. And that's how I got the character Lisa. I don't want to reveal too much. I'm definitely not in the film for a long time, but I'm there for a good time. And I promise you guys it will be worth it. It's definitely, I would say, a Casey Becker moment from Scream. That'll be the only hint.
Okay, that's cool. Do you know when either of those two films are actually going to be coming out?
I believe Swine Lake's going to be touring this year in film festivals first. I don't have any official release dates, and I had just messaged Jason about the Yellow Balloon, which, by the way, I love his wife Shawnee. Shawnee is amazing. I love her. But I'm getting sidetracked. But I didn't get any official release dates. Mind you, I haven't seen any of the films. Like I haven't seen it like in person, so I'm going to be seeing them for the first time with the world.
Yeah.
But no release dates on those two yet. Um, I did recently just get back from Vegas last month. I traveled with my mom. I shot a film called Lost Media with the legendary Sean C. Phillips.
Right.
He made crazy horror films like Desert Fiends, very Hills Have Eyes, but if Hills Have Eyes was super camp and cheesy and just so fun. I got to also work with Nicole Butler, who is a trailblazer of a woman in the horror industry, both business wise, acting wise, producing. Like, it was so refreshing meeting Nicole Butler because I got to see a woman in such a powerful position and
Yeah.
do it with just such ease. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and that one, I don't have no idea when that one's gonna come out either. So I don't have any dates that I can share with you
So,
guys. But this year, for sure, for two of them, I'm not sure about Lost Media, but I know for sure this year two of the films, Slaughter at Swine Lake and The Yellow Balloon, will be dropping this year.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I look forward to. Hopefully, they'll come over here for the festivals over here, and we'll get to see them. Get to see
You
them
said
here.
what? I'm sorry.
So hopefully they'll come over here to the UK for the festivals here, and I'll get to see
Oh
them.
yes, I hope so. I think so. I think it's going to be. I think they're going to be screened in a lot of festivals worldwide, and I don't know for sure. I know for sure Slaughter at Swine Lake will definitely be going on to Trauma Now, which is like, horror Netflix, but for trauma films that are really fun. And you guys can get a free month subscription for free, just saying. So wait for Swine Lake to come out so you can see it for free.
Cool, cool.
But it also other streaming platforms. I believe the Yellow Balloon might be going on like Tubi and Amazon and stuff like that. I have no idea about the deals that are going to get cut for the films. I think those are still working, but definitely they're going to be films that people will actually be able to see and are not just straight to DVD.
Cool. Good, good. Um, can I ask you? I mean, there is a thing at the moment worldwide where there is a kind of I don't know. We are living in very conservative time. We're living in very conservative times where there are laws being passed that are against gay and trans people and that sort of thing. Has
Yeah.
that affected you within the filmmaking?
I like that question. We are living in times where we kind of have started to go a little backwards.
Yeah,
But you know what? I have a very positive attitude. As much as I would like things to be much happier and much more positive, um, I try to remind myself I'm still proud to be an American because I have freedom. We're not the only country with freedom, but I'm thankful for still being here because even through rough times like this where I'm outnumbered or I'm largely disliked and disapproved, I still live in a country where I can still speak up for myself. You know,
yeah,
I can still, speak my truth and encourage others to do the same. I'm definitely one of those performers. I don't like to get too political with things because I'm not a political person. But I think uh, it's definitely something that gives me fuel and is a great reference of what horror represents, right?
yeah,
Because horror films, no matter how cheesy or the stories or raunchy or whatever, these characters are based off people in everyday life. So at some point, yeah, the monsters might be a little made up, but I mean, the monsters are walking around us in everyday life.
yeah, absolutely.
Killing, some people that are getting killed are good people, some people getting killed are bad people,
Yeah,
so horror imitates life. And with everything being where it is, like I said, I'm still proud to be an American. I love supporting everyone, but I also don't let it define who I am because I don't want to give anybody that power. I don't want people to have power over me.
yeah,
You can make whatever you want illegal, but I exist. I'm here, and you can't get rid of that.
yeah.
You can,
No,
sure, you could kill me. Maybe you could hurt me. You could do whatever you want, but I existed. I left my mark. Whether you like it or not, I'm part of history. And in this industry, I'm definitely have gone through a lot behind the scenes that I wish I could talk about. Hopefully, one day after I make it in my career, there's a lot of things that are very unfortunate and sad that have happened to me on movie sets and getting movie opportunities that were, not really fair and were terrible. But in fear of my professionalism, I can't talk about them now. One day, hopefully, I can. I don't want to get blackballed. So I have to be very careful with what I say. But
Yeah,
I hope one day I can share my story and just let everyone know, no matter who you are, whether you're trans, a woman, a man, black, white, no matter who you are, what you do when cameras aren't rolling is who you really are. And what you do in everyday life when nobody's looking is what really matters. You
yeah,
know, I don't want to
yeah,
get
yeah,
too religious, but I have a lot of strong faith in God. And anytime I've gone through something hurtful, I prayed about it. Even though I didn't understand it in the moment, he he got me through it and I came out on the other side stronger. So to answer your question, yes, a lot of times some effed up things happen in the industry, whether it's me being treated unfair. A lot of that has happened in my career where I'm not treated the same as everybody on set. But does it deter me? No. If anything, it puts that battery in my back, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to kick ass because I want to make room for the next girl so that
yeah,
she doesn't have to deal with the bullshit I have to deal with
yeah.
this moment.
I understand that. I understand completely. Okay, so is there any particular type of horror that you would like to work in? Any particular sort of genre of horror film?
Oh, yes. So I have done a lot of because I love gory films. So gory is definitely where I have always wanted to be, and I'm lucky to have gotten some. But I am so far from just hitting. We're not even close to hitting the surface to what I want to do, and haven't planned. I actually can seriously act besides all the fun ditzy stuff. I would love for the world to get to see me in a different light than just that raunchy stereotype. But I'm not dissing that stereotype because hey, I cashed in on it.
Yeah,
But just to show that I can do other things too. Um, I definitely. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're about to get an exclusive. I waited to share this just for you
oh, thank
since
you.
you invited me to be a part of this. Um, my next film I'm doing is going to be an alien movie.
Wow.
Um, and it's going to have a very good budget with, I can't say who the stars are, but some very big names. And the horror world can be prepared to see me like they never seen me before. Um, I'm going to be in a film called Waitress,
Right.
which is about a alien parasite coming to Earth. I'm going to be playing a character named Dr. Joan. So I'll be playing a doctor. So it's going to be
Wow.
something completely different.
That's cool.
Um, it's going to be directed by a director named Luke Robert. Um, he is so amazing. I had auditioned for a cheesy horror movie, and out of nowhere, I had gotten a call on my phone, and like it went straight to voice message. I have an iPhone, so sometimes when people are leaving voicemails, it'll show like what they're saying on the voicemail live. And I had looked down at my phone, and I just hear, "Hi, I am Luke Robert, and blah blah blah, and I'm doing this movie, and my friend." And immediately I picked up. I was like, "Hello, who's this?" And he was like basically telling me that his friend I had auditioned for a film didn't pick me, but sent my audition to him.
Right.
And he was like, I'm doing this alien movie where there is a trans scientist, and she's very serious. She's very conservative. She's very, just monotoned. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, and you want me to play the role? Like, do you know what I do in this industry? Like, I was so scared because I was like, I don't know if I could play a doctor, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, she relies on her brain. So it was challenging hearing that because I have relied so heavily on, my looks, and I relied on my goofiness and my sense of humor and my beauty fashion aspect. And this role is something that I do not get to rely on any of that. When I tell you guys, it is like scary. I actually had told him on the phone, like, I think I'm going to pass on the role. Like, I think this might not be good for me. Like, I think I might make a fool of myself. I think horror fans are going to be like, whoa, what is she doing? Like, this is weird. But then he had told me on the phone, he was like, just to remind you, the beautiful actress Charlize Theron played Monster.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was like, oh, you're right. Like, she did. And that woman is like, she's got it going on.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I realized, like, this is my moment where I'm going to get to show the world that I can do more than that. We haven't started filming, but I'll be heading to Michigan to start filming roughly, I want to say in 2 months. It's ever changing, but I can tell you that the cast is going to be stacked and that the movie is going to be very gory, but also something completely different than what horror has seen me in this far. Um, so yeah, there's that film. But in terms of films that I still want to do, I still want to do a werewolf movie. I want to
Right.
do a werewolf movie so bad. I would love to get ripped apart by a werewolf. Let's see. I'm definitely over working with zombies. I'm always in a damn zombie movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to get away from these zombies. They just keep coming for a girl. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would also say I would like to do a water movie. I definitely want to do a water film. I'm a very great swimmer. It's one of my hidden talents. I'm an expert swimmer, so I would love to do whether it's like a shark movie, something that heavily involves the water, because I would love to show off my swimming skills to the world too. I feel at peace at water, so definitely a water horror film.
I mean, would you be up for playing the part of I don't know, the slasher in the movie rather than
Playing the part of what?
the slasher? Like,
Oh, like being the killer.
yeah.
You know what? I kind of like that idea actually. I think that would be very funny because I'm actually very tall in real life. I am 6'2", so I'm very tall, and I wear high heels, so I am always like this Amazonic woman, super tall. So there's definitely money that could be made there. I think that would be very fun. I would love to go from being the victim to making some victims. That would be really, really fun. Now that you say that, you're right. So, directors,
Yeah.
if you're watching this, you know who to hit up. I'm ready to kill a bitch.
Uh, um, okay. Thank you for coming on the show. It's been great to talk to you.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best with the films that are coming out and with your future career. I look forward to hopefully seeing some of the films over here at festivals and
Yes,
things, and if not, seeing them when they're streaming. And maybe at some point in the future, when you've made more films and you're a big name, you can come back on and we can chat again.
absolutely. You know what? I'm one of those people, I never forget where I come from. I never forget who, had my back when it wasn't popular too. So I want to say to you, thank you for having me. It's very, very, I look at it like as if Wendy Williams asked me to do an interview. Like I'm very thankful. And especially because, when I found out you were also from the UK, it really meant something to me because I have always had a strong gratitude for the people in the UK because just so much sophistication, the way you guys carry yourself with respect, dignity, and morals. It's something that I have admired always. Of course, there's good apples, bad apples
Yeah,
anywhere. But I mean, the UK really kicks ass, and I have always admired it. And hopefully, I can come over there and bring my talents to the UK one day.
yeah,
I
that'd
mean,
be
I would
nice.
love to, because it would be a freaking honor. But back to you. I thank you for reaching out to me. I thank you for inviting me to the show. I think it's something that I will always remember and hold dear to my heart. So you better believe you have a scream queen in your corner, and no matter where my career takes me, I plan on returning that favor. So thank you.
Thank you very much. To everyone out there, as I always do, I will put links up to Timmy's social media, so you can keep an eye on her career and see what films are coming out and when. And keep an eye out for Timmy's films coming out to festivals and streaming platforms wherever you are. Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.